Hi, welcome to our discussion on the technical report writing lecture series on the topic classes of police report. In here, we are going to talk about the important concepts, the classes of investigation report, the categories, of course, the parts of investigation report, and the steps in writing an investigation report. At the end of this discussion, it is expected that everyone will be able to be equipped with a competent knowledge on the matters you are in need of this topic, no? So let's begin talking about the important concepts relative to our discussion. And first, let's talk about the police report. When we say police report, it is a formal document that records the facts and circumstances of an incident as reported to the police. Meaning, pag sinabi natin police report, tumutukoy po ito sa accounting of informations na nakuha ng investigador, yung tinatawag nating facts and circumstances na pumapaloob no, sa incident na nailathala, na ibigay, na i-report natin kay police. It is considered formal document as it is formatted or templated being owned by the police agencies. So that police report includes kung ano yung uri ng incident na ating ni-report o nangyari, yung location and time, ang mga taong involved, the victim, the suspect and its cohorts, and so with the possible witness, no? And then of course, a narrative of the events from the officer's perspective, no? Yun pong pananaw sa kaisipan at damdamin ng investigador as used to believe on the accounts of informations factually or actually derived, no, from the actual incident na kanyang personal na nasaksihan or naaktuhan base sa kanyang personal na pag-iimbestiga. Again, that is police report. On the other hand, iba naman pag sinabi nating incident report. No, dahil pag sinabi natin incident report, from the word itself incident, tumutukoy po ito sa isang kaganapan na hindi nating matatawag as a crime. No, in most cases, ang incident report ay kaganapan na may kinalaman sa mga aksidente or bagay na hindi nagdudulot ng pagkamatay or pagkapinsala sa tao or sa ari-arian na intentionally ginawa, no? Because in most cases, this happens because of an accident or unintentional circumstances that occurs or transpired in anywhere. So ito ay may kinalaman sa pagkapinsala or mga aksidente na nagdudulot ng pagkapinsala sa tao, ari-arian, bagay ng isang tao, pribadong tao, ng isang company, or it may also be in line with security breaches, kalusugan ng tao, safety issues doon po sa mga workplace natin. No? So whenever it happens, nire-report po natin yan for the purpose of declaring the damage as to the injury, to the property, but not to account into providing criminal sanction or criminal liability, but rather civil liability or reparation of the damage due to an unintentional act made no, doon sa pagkakaroon ng aksidente. Again, that is incident report. No? So, iba naman pag sinabi nating police investigation report because yung konsepto na yan ay tumutukoy sa isang effort na ginagawa ng ating law enforcement personnel, no, to document incident na tinatawag nating or kinukonsider nating illegal or potential as being illegal. Yan ay may kinalaman sa uri ng krimen, lokasyon kung saan nangyari ang krimen, mga taong involved doon, at yung narrative or paghahayag sa kaganapan ng krimen, no, buhat sa mga impormasyon na nakuha ni investigador sa mga taong nag-sustain o nagbigay sa kanya ng information. So that document being accomplished by any law enforcement personnel or anyone assigned as investigator on case, that is police investigation report. Now let's talk about the classes of report in general, no? Sa pangkabuuan, ito yung tinatawag nating mga uri ng report wherein government agencies or even in the corporate or in the business side, they are using this depending on the format or template that they have. So first we have the so-called technical report. Pag sinabi nating technical report, from the word itself, technical, tumutukoy po ito sa report which is made or required scientific know-how, scientific knowledge, or scientific purpose. No? Just like for example, tayo po ay gagawa ng pag-research or pagsisiyasat kung totoong may natural gas doon sa West Philippine Sea or doon sa South China Sea. So yung outcome ng ating pagre-research, outcome ng ating pagsisiyasat kung meron nga o wala at ilang dami or approximately ang volume ng deposits ng langis doon, so ilalagay natin yan in a report. And that report ay tatawagin nating technical or scientific report. Pangalawa ay tinatawag nating problem determining report. So obviously, itong report ay may kinalaman sa paghahayag ng impormasyon na may kinalaman sa existing na problema. Halimbawa sa Pilipinas, wag na tayong lumayo, no? So we are facing a problem in terms of human trafficking buhat sa Pugo, no? So yung Pugo, yung Philippine Offshore Gaming operations, no? So that Pugo was then considered illegal considering yung meron na daw mga pang-aabuso sa karapatang pantao, meron na daw mga pananakit. So that turns into a crime known as human trafficking. So there is a problem with that. No? Although hindi naman lahat ng Pugo operators na sinasabi natin ay considered illegal, but kung meron na pong itong kinalaman o nauuwi na sa pananakit ng ibang tao, pag-apak ng kanilang karapatan, then that becomes a crime, which is known as human trafficking. So there is a problem with that. So if we are going to make a report on that matter, tinatawag po natin yan, problem determining report. And we also have the so-called problem solution. So yan naman yung sagot. No? Yung report na sumasagot kanina, pag sinabi natin problem solution, then yan ang report na napapakita or nagsasuggest, nagre-recommend for an appropriate solution to the determined problem. Halimbawa, report on the case study or I study on the preventive effort na pwedeng gawin ni government upang kontrahin or maibsan ma-prevent yung human trafficking gawa or hinango sa mga Pugo operations. No? Again, that is problem solution report. In addition to that, meron din tayong tinatawag na fact-finding report. Ang report naman na ito ay tumutukoy sa mga paraan na ating ginagamit to present, to accord data, no, that will prove the existence of a problem. Halimbawa, yung problema natin sa human trafficking because of these Pugo operators. So, if you're going to make this fact-finding report, we should have to get the exact data. Ilang Pugo operators sa bansa ang nag-ooperate illegally? Ilan ang bilang ng mga nabibiktima in actual and with the witnesses proving na yan nga yung actual na dami ng nabibiktima. So lahat ng mga data, figures na kailangan as it is written in a report, ang tawag natin yan fact-finding report. And then of course, we also have finally the performance report. No? So isa sa pangkabuuang report na ating makikita on whatever agency na gumagawa nito ay ang tinatawag na performance report. Ang performance report ay tumutukoy o napapakita sa report based on the performance ng bawat personnel, ng bawat unit, ng bawat department, ng bawat agency, as to how they succeed in their efforts to solve or to combat any problems that the agency is encountering, no? Halimbawa, sa problema natin sa human trafficking, so yung ginagawa ni PAOK, yung ginagawa ni NBI, ni police, as they are sharing their resources to combat human trafficking, so whatever are their performance that provide success as to their efforts or operations, then ilagay nila yan into report. We call that performance report. Now, let's talk about the classes of investigation report. No? Mga uri ng investigation report. So, meron tayong initial report. From the word initial, preliminary ito. Ito ang report na napapakita ng paunang impormasyon na ating nakuha sa pagsisiyasat. So, once a crime is committed, mag-report yan si witness. Pagdating ni investigator on case sa crime scene, yung unang impormasyon at hand na makukuha niya sa mga potential witness na present sa crime scene, then that information will be written on his notes and that becomes an initial report that he can make. Of course, pagdaan ng ilang mga araw ay may mga karagdagang statement na pwedeng ibigay coming from the new witnesses na pwedeng ma-discover along the way because maybe nag-volunteer, maybe tinawag ng konsensya, maybe dahil naawa. So, lumutang itong mga ganitong witness natin. So, with that, may mga karagdagang informations na pwedeng maitala or ma-develop. So, kung yung mga impormasyon ay ilagay in a report ni investigator, tatawagin po natin yung progress report. Finally, yung pagtatala, yung paghahayag ng pangkabuang narration or paghahayag ng katotohanan mula sa pinakaunang kaganapan habang nangyayari at pagkatapos ng krimen, kung anuman yung mga impormasyon na nakukuha ng investigador as it is supported by the witness and evidence. Nakita mo na yung kasagutan sa 5 Ws and 1H, ilagay mo in a report, ang tawag natin dyan, final report. So, kung inyong naalala, as we discussed doon sa mga previous topics natin sa investigation, there are 3 phases of investigation. Initial investigation, pag gumawa ka ng report, tatawagin yan initial or preliminary report. Gagawa ka ng progress report or follow-up investigation. So, ang gagawin mo dyan ay progress or investigation report. Finally, pag nakumpleto na ang kailangan mong impormasyon, gagawa ka na ng final investigation, and that you need to accomplish final report. So, ito po yung mga report in line with the 3 phases of investigation. Ngayon, pag-usapan naman natin yung categories of police report. No? So, meron tayong tinatawag na operational reports. Ang ibig sabihin ng operational report ay yung pong report na ginagawa ng ating kapulisan or ng iba't ibang law enforcement agencies na sa bawat operation na kanilang ginagawa, kung ano man ang result, whether successful or not, efficient or not, effective or not, come what may or whatever is that, yung report na ginagawa nila after the operation ang tawag natin operational reports. Pangalawa ay tinatawag nating internal business reports from the word itself. Yan yung report na naghahayag ng mga kaganapan sa loob ng organization. Katulad halimbawa ng financial report. So internally, nangyayari yan sa loob ng office. Personnel report, purchase report, yung dami ng nabibiling bala, baril, sasakyan, gamit, no, property, maintenance, everything that happens within the administrative aspect ng function ng isang agency. Lahat po ng kaganapan na yan must be put in writing, and that writing is called internal business report. At pumapangatlo dito yung tinatawag na summary reports. Ito yung report na naghahayag sa pagbibigay ng synthesis or summary sa halimbawa crime report or crime solution report. pertaining to the index and index crimes, crime solution efficiency, crime clearance efficiency, no? Basta itong report ay nagpapakita as to how they summarized, how they synthesized data or everything, yan po yung tinatawag nating summary reports. Halimbawa sa taon na ito, sinasummarize natin kung ilang crimes against person ang nangyari, ilang crimes against property ang nangyari, ilan ang nasolve doon, ilan ang cleared doon, ilan ang case closed doon. So kung ating i-account yung pangkabuuan, to make it in writing, to put that in writing, we call that summary report. Napag-usapan natin yung pangkabuuan, no, na pangkalahatan na uri ng police report. So meaning, this is a broad and generic or the basic framework or the basic reference that we have when we talk about police report. So dalawa lang po yan, no? Informal and formal or yung tinatawag nating basic and investigative. Pag sinabi natin basic or informal report, ito ay tumutukoy sa mga ordinary reports that happens in a day-to-day basis or sa routine ng ginagawa ng trabaho ng police. No, just like for example yung mga ordinary reports, miscellaneous incident report, letters, memorandum, no? Basically that reports contains yung pangkabuuan, generic format, no? Yun po yung tinatawag basic or informal report. Wala ito kinalaman sa crime incident or anything that in line with the operations. So basically this is on the day-to-day basis or day-to-day basis ng isang police agency as they exist and then as they cooperate, they coordinate with other government agencies as well. Samantala, pag sinabi natin investigative or formal reports, ito po yung talagang specific reports pertaining to crime incident, operations na ginagawa ni police, no? Everything that has something to do with the main and primary police functions, no? So again, yan po yung pangkalahatan na or the basic framework of police report. This time, let's talk about the types of police report, no? Specific na ito, specific na. Number one is spot report. Anong spot report? Ang spot report ay ginagawa within 24 hours matapos ang incident. From the word spot, meaning agaran. So, you are required to do this within 24 hours right after the incident. Whether the incident falls into a crime or not, you need to make this spot report within 24 hours. Pangalawa is special report. No? Ang special report is written by a police personnel or a police unit based on a directive or order from the higher police office. No? That type of report follows a memorandum type, and that report should contain the purpose and rationale and of course the specific action. Kaya nga tinawag ni special report. So halimbawa, investigation report on the alleged suicide of someone or something, or a special report on the alleged death of someone or something because of ganito, ganito, ganyan, ganyan. No? So that is a special report. No? So coming from the special incident, which requires a special focus on the investigative matters or report. Also, we have the so-called beat inspection report or after patrol report. Pag na-assign ka for patrol, pag na-assign ka for duty, no, it is a given function that you need to make a report within the time frame na na-assign ka dyan. No, or within your tour of duty. Pag sinabi tour of duty, yung total number of hours that you are assigned on that post, on that place, or on that operation, you need to make a report. No, so ang report na yan ay tinatawag natin beat inspection or after activity or after patrol report. Also, we have wanted person report from the word itself. Yan po ang report na ginagawa to accomplish information na may kinalaman sa mga wanted persons. So you should have to remember that the report should be done in 4 copies to be submitted to the PNP chief, to the provincial director of the province concerned, and to the NBI. And then we also have arrest report. Ito naman yung report na tumutukoy sa mga impormasyon na may kinalaman sa arrested person or after the arrest. So kung tayo po ay taga-pag-serve ng arrest, after we made the arrest, we need to make a report. And that report will covers the jail booking. Pag sinabi natin jail booking, sumasako po yan sa mga ginawa natin as we get the fingerprint, we do the medical examination, and of course, as we do the mugshot photograph. And then of course, finally, we have this crime report. At pag sinabi natin crime report, ito ay ang report na tumutukoy sa krimen. No, the way how we profile the crime. So, kailangan natin ilagay dyan yung modus operandi na ginamit ng suspect, description ng suspect at ang kanyang kasamahan, ano yung kadalasan na ninanakaw, saan nagnanakaw, ano ang kanilang modus or methods of operation, no? At sino ang kanilang binibiktima. In short, this information has something to do with the crime profile and the criminal profile of those who are involved in crime. So yan po yung itatala natin dyan. That is again crime report. Now let's talk about the types of police report. In addition, yung situation report. Ang situation report ay halos kahalintulad lang ng beat report or after patrol report. Kung ano man ang mahalagang incident that falls into crime or an incident ay dapat natin gawa ng report. Kung wala naman, then there is no need to write situation report. Because ang situation report, once again, ay ang report na ating ginagawa kung ano ang mahalagang kaganapan na nangyari during our tour of duty. And then, of course, finally, we have the traffic accident report at ang investigation report. So obviously, pag sinabi natin traffic accident, ito ay ang report na may kinalaman sa mga kaganapan sa traffic. No? So, just like for example, traffic accident or everything that transpire in the traffic as we are assigned for duty to control and maintain the order in the traffic way. Finally, investigation report, alam na natin yan, no? Na report na tumutukoy sa pag-narrate natin o paghahayag ng lahat ng mahalagang impormasyon na may kinalaman sa krimen. Again, these are types of police report. Ngayon, for the last part, let's talk about kung ano ang mga bahagi ng investigation report or the parts of investigation report. Number 1 is authority. Pag sinabi natin authority as part, dito natin ilalagay yung kung saan ang galing ang authority or order. Kaya meron tayong karapatan to make the report. So most probably, nanggagaling yan sa chief of police or from anyone who has the source of authority to give us the power to make such report. So dito natin ilalagay. Halimbawa, sa authority, lagay natin sa first part, authority, no? This investigation was made through the order of Chief of Police Juan de la Cruz of Bacolod City Police Station. Yan po yung authority. Ilalagay natin kung sino ang taong nagbigay ng utos, yung pitsa, at lugar kung saan binigay ang utos. Kung ang utos ay binigay verbally, sasabihin mo sa authority, this investigation was made through the verbal instruction or the verbal order of City Chief of Police of Bacolod City, Juan de la Cruz, dated 16 November 2024 at Bacolod City Police Station. Yan po yung authority. Pangalawa, the matters investigated. Dito sa part na ito ay susulat natin yung purpose, no, ng paggawa natin ng report at ilalagay natin dyan kung ano ang reference ng ating pag-iimbestiga. So halimbawa, sa matters investigated. This is in reference to the complaint filed by Mr. Juan de la Cruz in this City Police Station, Bacolod City. Or pwede mong sabihin dyan, this is in reference to the report made by Mr. Juan de la Cruz, a certain Juan de la Cruz o barangay ganito, ganyan, made through telephone or appears here in the police station personally during the time or during sabihin mo yung date and time, no? So yan po yung matters investigated. Pangatlo, yung facts of the case. So sa part na yan, dyan na natin ihahayag, papakita yung narration of facts, no? Ilalathala natin yung mga kaganapan na ating nakita from the three phases. First phase, bago nangyari ang crime, during the crime that has been committed and after the crime was committed. Tatlong phase yan bago, during, and after. Chronological order natin yan. No? So, discussion na ng mga kaganapan yan. Then, after that, pang-apat na part ay discussion. So, sa discussion na yan, in every format, in every part, in every phase, in every stage, no? Prior, during, and after, kailangan natin i-detalye ang kaganapan. So, halimbawa sa kasong pagkawala ng tao, bago nawala, i-discuss natin. Habang nawawala, i-discuss natin. Pag tinapon ng patay na katawan, kung saan, i-discuss natin. Anong i-discuss natin? Impormasyon na ibinigay sa atin ng witness. Kasi hindi tayo pwedeng maglagay ng impormasyon na galing lang sa ating pananaw. Kasi wala naman tayo doon sa pinangyarihan. It is always derived from the witness and the evidence because sila po ang nakakita, nakadama, or nakasense. Kung tayo man, then we can write that down. But we must have to ensure that it should be supported with evidence so that our discussion will become factual and truthful into its representation. Ang lima is conclusion. So kung ano man yung ating discussion doon na inilathala natin as to the chronological order of the incident, no? As we see the theory, as we see the pictures key of what had happened, we need to summarize that. So pag sinummarize natin yan, ay nandiyan na po tayo sa context ng tinatawag nating conclusion. Kinukonclude natin, sinasabi natin, therefore, na ganito ganyan, considering the facts, no, that we have narrated and we have seen. Finally, kung ano man yung result ng ating conclusion, kung ang conclusion says, kompleto na, confident tayo na siya nga ang gumawa and he is liable for that because of the information from the witnesses and it is supported by evidence, therefore, gagawa na tayo ng recommendation. So, ang recommendation natin ay patungo sa ating superior, ang ating chief of police, at nire-recommend natin na ito ay i-file na sa prosecutor. If not, mag-recommend tayo for further investigation or magsagawa ng karagdagang pagsisiyasat considering of the insufficiency of evidence. So, ang ganun lang po yung ating recommendation. Kung successful na, kompleto na, we will recommend for the filing of complaint, but if not, still information and evidence is insufficient, recommendation should be conduct further investigation. No? So, that's it. Now, ganito po paano yung pagkasunod-sunod ng parts ng investigation report. No? So, title niya is Investigation Report regarding the alleged. We are using the term alleged because we are not yet on a final say, no, as to whether mananalo tayo or we can conclude because it's only the court that gives final judgment. So, we are using again alleged because we are referring to it that it was probably, no? Pag nanalo tayo sa kaso, nanalo tayo sa korte, pwede na natin tanggalin si alleged. No, i-direct na regarding the death of Juan de la Cruz. So makikita diyan yung part 1, authority or reference or authority ng order na ating pinanggalingan ng ating authority, bakit tayo nag-conduct ng report. Part 2 is the matter being investigated, kung anong rason at sino ang pinanggalingan ng rason why we do the investigation, the facts of the case, the discussion, the conclusion, the recommendation. And then we can see sa baba, who prepared that. Of course, ikaw yun. Kung ikaw ang may hawak ng kaso, ikaw ang gumawa ng investigation report. And it will be noted by the chief of police, meaning the superior of that agency or that station knows everything, the facts, the circumstances surrounding the crime being investigated. And that by his approval, by his authority, iyon pong report is credible. Kaya kung saan man yan mapunta, sa prosecutor or sa court, that becomes an evidence which is considered admitted. Okay, so we have here, finally, the steps in writing an investigation report. Okay, unang-una, kailangan ihanda natin yung ating notes, yung ating outline pertaining to the informations of the incident. Then, gawin natin yung final organization, final narration in a chronological manner. Ihanda ang paunang impormasyon na nakuha natin in the initial investigation. Tingnan natin, i-rewrite natin, tingnan natin, i-final touch natin, i-retouch natin kung kailangan. So we can outline, magawa natin yung draft, we can see the final copy, no? But after which, gawin na natin ang final report or we need to finalize yung final na talaga na nakita na natin and for signing of those signatories na. Nagawa na natin yan, that gives us the probability, the high chance that our report will be good as we made it, no? So that ends our discussion for this topic. I hope that you guys was able to reach out with the necessary knowledge that we have. Thank you.